Hey everybody, welcome back to Trinity Dairy. Don't forget to like and share the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, all that fun stuff. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Today's October 15th, 2024. It's quite a bit cooler out this week than it was last week, but it's still pretty nice for this time of the year, and it's actually supposed to warm up, I think, a little bit towards the end of the week. But we've had some hard frosts now, so everything's dying. Corn chopping is all done, so we're just getting stuff kind of wound up to get ear corn picked. Some of the corn I think is probably ready to be picked. Some of it might have to sit a little bit yet, but I did get the picker home. It was still over the neighbors there where I picked last year. I'm waiting on a belt for that. I had the main variable speed drive belt started slipping pretty bad on the way home, so got to get that in there. I've been getting the cribs ready. The boys started cleaning them out yesterday. This one hasn't actually been used for a couple of years, and I wanted to get the area around these cribs cleaned up because since these cribs got put in, it just kind of never really got a finished cleaning. We put them up and started filling right away. And one issue too was we never really had good fence around here to keep cows and the other critters out. So pulling out our old posts, we had electric wire, the deer would tear it down and the cows would get in it. And so I've got some of these panels, I'm just putting them around. I've got two length across the back, gets me plenty far on each side. And then I'm gonna, I think, one on each side going down, and then two more across the front. And I think that'll be plenty good, I think. I thought about drilling in posts and putting wire and stuff, but I think this will be better and a lot faster. So anyway, we're working on cleaning that up. There's some old scrap laying around these that I want to get cleaned up and hauled out of here. But this area here behind these cribs, it's not really a good, it doesn't really add anything to the pasture or anything like that. But I thought it would be a good spot to stack some round bales of hay. It's kind of sloped nice, so it's pretty dry. Gets good airflow through here. It's close to home to get at hay and stuff, so that's what I'm hoping to do here. But anyway, we've got this old case combine. So I got to get that out of the way. I actually have a friend of mine not too far from here that I think is probably interested in this machine. I just called him, but he's not around the area right now. But I want to get it moved out of here anyway. So, and I'll give you a little backstory on this because I've had a lot of people over the years ask about this machine and what's the story with it. So it's a 660 case, just a gas. We've had it for a long time. Prior to this, we had a 914 International pull type combine. And then a friend of my grandpa's passed away, and his wife was selling off machinery, and this is what they had, so he bought this and got rid of the 914. And we used this for a few years, but it was just way under capacity, especially when we were used to that 914. We had a 10-foot swather, and in good grain, this thing was just working like crazy to try to get through that. So then my folks bought that 6600 John Deere, and then this thing kind of got parked. It was in the shed. Then we pulled it out, got it going, and we used it to shell some corn out of the cribs. And it used it for that a little bit. Had one of the conveyor chains come off, and then it got all plugged up. So we cleaned it all out, and it got parked here, and I covered the exhaust up, and that's where it sat. And then I was going to fire it up again and move it, and it wouldn't turn over. Well, there was a crack in the exhaust manifold, and the engine got full of water, and so the engine is stuck. So it's basically, I think, just a parts machine now, because it did have some other issues internally too. The shakers, some of the shakers in the back were getting bad, and I think some rust holes in the hopper and stuff. So I didn't want to scrap it because I know there's a lot of good parts, especially there's some of these still out there running. If you need transmission or something like that, that all worked. But anyway, I called him up today, and he's like, yeah, he might be interested in it. So that would be good if he could use it for parts or whatever. But I do need to get it out of here. So that's what we're gonna work on right now. So I got to get the header lifted up because the header was down. So I unhooked the hose from the control valve up underneath. Then I hooked on just a regular hydraulic hose. Got that running to the back with a fitting on it. So we're going to back the 1066 up, hook a chain around the rear axle, hook the hydraulics up, see if we can get the head raised, and then I'm going to see if I can pull it out of this hole, because it's been sitting here long enough. It's kind of sunk down. I think the drive tires have air. Of course, once we get the header lifted up, they might sag down too, but this rear tire I think is low or flat. The other one seems to have air, but I want to get it pulled up out of the hole so we can see, because I can't get at the valve stem on this one anyway till it's moved. Where I'm going to put it for now, out back with some of our other parts, machinery and stuff, I'm not going to do that till I have help here to move it. And I want to make sure that the brakes work, because we have to go downhill to get back there, and I don't want to ram this into the back of the tractor. But for right now, we're going to hook up the tractor, see if we can lift the header. The header lifts, so we'll put the chain on and see if we can pull it back up out of here. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. Skid steer with the forks, put the forks under and see if I can shake it loose a little bit, because it's actually trying to lift the combine up instead. So I'll come back with the skid steer. Well, the head lifted up good. Once I wasn't really stuck that bad, but once I got it popped loose, then it lifted right up. So now we're going to try to pull it. I got a pretty heavy chain. I actually hooked it. I didn't really want to hook it around this axle. I didn't want to break that cast, so I hooked it up around the more of the mainframe tube up there. I'm trying to keep the chain short enough so I have enough hose, because I got to hold the head up with the tractor. So anyway, I'm going to have Jordan take some video here, stand back in case something breaks, and see if the old 10 will pull it up out of the hole. Well, it had to scratch a little, but it got out of there. I don't think if I would have, if those wasn't for those radials on there, I don't know if I would have got it out of there, at least without a little back and forth. I do see definitely the one back tire is flat. Was this tire turning or was it skidding?
This one was skidding.
This one was skidding?
I couldn't see the other one. Oh,
okay.
Wait, I think that one's
We'll look and see if the other one, the brake might be stuck. This one turned.
This one isn't turned out of its hole.
Yeah, this one turned. So the brake might be stuck on the other side. I might have to try to loosen that up. Or maybe if I move it a little bit more, it'll pop loose. But so there, get that tire aired up. Once I get Paul or somebody here, get that of course loosened up, we'll see if we can get it moved out back and get it out of the way. All right, so I tried to air up the tires. This tire is shot. It wouldn't even hold. It was coming out pretty much as fast as I could put it in there. But as far as that, the brake was just stuck. I just took and hit the brake drum a couple times and it popped right loose, so it should freewheel now. The issue now that I'm wondering about is steering, because it's hydraulic power steering. It's hooked right into the whole other system. So I have a feeling if this is not running, I don't have any steering. But we're going to find out now. I'm going to pull it a little farther. I'm not worried about that tire because it's junk, at least for now. So I'm going to pull a little farther and have Jordan maybe see, once we're moving it, if it'll steer. But I kind of doubt it, so we might have to figure something else out for that. But we'll give it a whirl here. Well, it rolled pretty nice, but didn't seem to have any steering, which I kind of figured. So we're gonna have to work on something for that. Maybe I can hook chains up to each side so it'll pull which way I'm turning. I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. We'll work on that a little bit. So we'll come back when we got something figured out for that. All right, so we're back at the old case again. Paul's here now, so we're gonna try to move this. I jacked up the back end, and I was able to get the steering wheel to turn the wheels. Got, I think, some air bled out of it maybe, so hopefully it will keep steering them with weight on it again. But we'll find out. If it doesn't want to steer very well, I'm just going to pull it up on the hill over here for now, out of the way, till we can find a better way to move it. But if it does seem to steer pretty good, I'm going to take it out back to the parts yard out there. So anyway, we'll get hooked back up here and see what happens. So anyway, we got that combine hauled out yesterday. I tried to get a little video of pulling it out, but it was getting dark. Sometimes that GoPro does not record well in the dark, so we'll see what we got there. We wound up hauling it out in the back with the rest of the machinery, because I don't know when that friend of mine's going to be able to come and look at it. He's out hauling sugar beets right now, so sometimes that he's gone for a while. But so I didn't want it clogging up around here. But the steering, we did get the steering to work. It was slow, but once I got the air bled out of it, then it seemed to steer all right. And the brakes worked. A couple times going down the hill was a little bit sketchy, but I could raise and lower the header from the tractor, so I was kind of watching. If it would start rolling up on me, I'd drop the header. I wanted to have it hooked longer, so we had more space between the combine and the tractor. But I couldn't do that because of the hydraulic hose I had to have for the header, and there was no way to lock that header up. I don't know. I thought there was a lock on the cylinder, but there isn't one on there. So that's why I had it hooked so short. It was not ideal, but it worked. So anyway, what I'm doing this morning, going to the garage here, my disaster area of a garage, but I'll flip you around here again. So this old 830 case, a lot of you probably have never even seen this tractor, but it had a head gasket blow out, start leaking. Oh, it's probably been a year and a half, 2 years ago now. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but it hasn't been a top priority. But so anyway, got the heads off. It took us a long time to get the heads off because it's got studs that come out of the block, and the studs that were where the exhaust come out, the head was seized to those studs. It took us forever, and this has got two separate heads. It took us forever to get them off. So anyway, today now I'm finally getting a chance. I got to run up to Duluth here and do a couple things today, so I'm going to bring the heads up to the head shop there. And I'm also going to, I got one of the heads down there and the other one here. So I'm bring them up, get them checked, make sure they're not warped or cracked. And then I'm also going to take the injectors into the diesel shop up there and have them go through them. I don't think these injectors that I remember have ever been done. If it has been, it's been many years. So I figured as long as I got them off and they're apart, I might as well get them done, because they are hard to get at once everything's back together. So this is starting to go the other way now, back together. It's still not a very fast process. Like I said, it hasn't been a top priority, but we're picking away at it for sure. So I don't know what's going on all today. I called in again we got a dealer not too far from us here that handles new idea stuff, or what they can get anymore. And I called them on that belt. So I'm waiting to hear back on them. I had the part and the new idea part number. They just had to get it looked up and see if they could get it. I did find a place online when I tried that number that claims that they have one. So if I can't get one through here, I'll try to order that one online. They're not cheap. They're about $200, but which I kind of figured. I knew it wasn't going to be a cheap belt. So we'll see. I'm hoping to hear back this morning from them. If they can't get one, or it's going to be, way high through them, maybe I'll try that other place. But Paul was here yesterday, so I wanted to make sure both of those variable speed pulleys were actuating properly, and they seem to be working all right. They might have to be adjusted once we get a new belt on there, but we'll have to wait till that comes.